friends? Grab your comfy pillows and give them a big hug. And let's get started on story time. Today's story is called Bird Hugs. What do you see on the cover? Yeah, a bear, a pig, a monkey, an antelope, a tiny snake, a little wolf, a warthog, and a zebra, and a bird with really long wings. Let's find out what's happening. Bird hugs. How does our bird friend look? What feeling are they having? Worry? Sadness? Yeah. Or maybe both? Let's find out why. Bernard wasn't like other birds. Bernard looks like he's feeling sad. When he was a baby, he didn't know he was different. Life was simple and fun. They played games together. They stuck out their tongues and went. Bernard pretended he was a bat with his friend Orla. And he pretended he was a ghost. Ooh. Then, Bernard's friends began to fly away. No matter how many times he tried, it was something he couldn't do by himself. Do you see him? He's on the ground and all of his friends, they're up in the sky. One by one, the other birds left in search of new places. I'll learn to fly soon, won't I? Asked Bernard. Of course you will, said Orla. But the next day, she was gone too. Maybe he just needed a little help? That's right, Lawrence, said Bernard. Keep pecking at the rope down here. And then he's going to try to shoot himself up into the air to start flying. He's bending the tree back, and then when it bends back forward, he's going to fling him really far up high. Do you think it's going to work? Let's see. I'm flying! Look how happy he is. He did it. Let's see. Ugh. Bernard crashed. He wasn't flying. Bernard makes a sound. He goes, "Oh!" Embarrassed by his useless wings. They don't fly, so they must not work. He tried to make them smaller. Then he wondered if it might be better to pretend they were something else. A scarf, for instance? A nice big bow? Bernard is trying to hide something that's unique about him because he's embarrassed. So he's trying to hide his long wings. It was hopeless. Bernard felt utterly sorry for himself. He found a lonely branch and made it his home. Days turned into nights. Seasons changed. Different creatures came and went. Bernard barely noticed them. But then, one evening, he heard a sound. Here. The sound, let's listen closely. was coming from someone even more dejected than Bernard. Dejected means they're not feeling very good. I feel very sad. I'm not sure why, wailed the orangutan. Oh no. The orangutan is feeling very sad. Bernard jumped up and with his long wings asked the orangutan if he could hug them, and then he gave it a big, what is he doing? A big hug. The orangutan stopped crying and sighed. After a while, he stood up and stretched. That made me feel a whole lot better, he said. Thank you, kind bird. So the hug helped. Back at his branch, Bernard thought that maybe his wings were good for something after all. For the first time in a long time, he slept soundly and woke up feeling really good and refreshed, which was just as well. Can you help me turn the page? Let's see what happens. Ready? Turn. Guess what all of these animals are saying? They're saying, we want hugs. The lion wants a hug. The warthog, another bird, a snake, an antelope, a mouse, a giraffe, monkey, a zebra, a tiny lizard, a fox, and even a hedgehog. That's a lot of people. A lot of animals that want hugs. How does Bernard look like he's feeling? Surprised. Bernard hugged. Can you help me name the animals Bernard hugs? Okay. First, he hugs a bear. And then this animal likes to hop and jump, and it likes to eat lettuce and carrots. It has big round ears. A rabbit. A whole group of birds. He hugged a very ticklish crocodile and a very slippery rabbit frog. Even a worm wanted a hug, which you'll agree was pretty brave of the worm, because sometimes birds like to eat worms. And the worm just said, "Can I have a hug, please?" I was very brave. Now, every morning, without fail, there was a line. The animals told Bernard their problems. The lion says, "It can be lonely on the top of the food chain." The raccoon, "It's hard being the youngest." And he listened to the bat. "Sleeping during the day makes me feel like I'm missing all of the fun." So Bernard hugged people that wanted to be hugged, but he also listened. Yeah. Sometimes it feels really good to have someone to talk to listen to how you're feeling. And Bernard was letting people talk to him. Bernard didn't feel sorry for himself anymore. And all the hugging had made his wings feel very strong. Maybe even strong enough for flying. Let's see, can you help me turn the page? Flying! So he starts here. This is amazing. Crash. Well, I guess there's more to life than flying, I suppose, said Bernard. Much more. So now Bernard has a bunch of friends. The birds are saying, "Come play with us." The panther says, "Hello, Bernard." The monkey says, "Hey, Bernard." The snake says, "Bernard, my man." The orangutan says, "Yo, Bernard." The bird says, "Bernard." And the hyena says, "Oh, hi, Bernard." There's much more to life than just flying. Look at all of the friends Bernard made. Bernard discovered that helping the other animals had given him something he hadn't expected. New friends. And friends can help you do anything. What did they help Bernard do? Let's look closely. I see a green thing wrapped around these other animals that can fly. And they're up in the air. Bernard's there too! Look! Are these animals that can fly helping Bernard fly? That's so kind. The end. So sometimes we see other people or animals doing things that we wish we could do too, but we're not able to. And that's okay. Because we don't have to do everything that everybody does. We can be unique and try something new. Bernard was embarrassed because his arms, his wings, were different than the wings of the other animals, the other birds. And he felt embarrassed. He didn't feel good about his wings and how his body looked. And instead of continuing to try to fly, because he wasn't able to do it, and it didn't feel really good, Bernard was sad for a little while. He sat in the trees. Bees were flying around his head. He was also crying. But Bernard took a moment. He saw someone else that wasn't feeling so good, and he offered to give them a hug. And that helped them feel better. And then Bernard learned, just because his wings don't fly, doesn't mean they're not good for anything. Bernard learned that his wings are good for big, big hugs. And he's also really good at listening to his friends. So, all of us are unique. Some of us have really long wings. Some of us can't fly. But that's okay. Because if we have long wings, we can give really good hugs. And we can also learn how to listen to our friends or to find someone to talk to about our feelings. So just remember, if you're ever feeling embarrassed or not good about something on your body or something that you can't do, just remember there's always something else we might be able to do. If you can't fly, maybe you can give really good hugs. Okay, friends. Remember Bernard. Bernard realized it was okay to feel sad sometimes, but remembered that it's okay to try new things as well. If we're not good at one thing, let's try something else. Okay. I'll see all of you next time for our next story time. Bye, everyone. Thanks for reading with me today.